How you doing? I'm making this video because I've been dealing with, we have an EverChill refrigerator right here. It's EverChill. Let's see, our model number. You can see that. Hope that's showing right. That's the model number we have. And I'm an idiot and I don't know how to flip the camera around to show it. So I'm having to use the selfie cam. So been dealing with, we've had this camper for maybe 2 months. About 2 or 3 weeks into living in this thing. We're building a house, so we're doing the camper life right now. Noticed the refrigerator wasn't cooling. Freezer worked just fine. So of course I go to YouTube. And first I saw a couple things, and then one dude's like, yeah, this thing's not meant to be run full time. This brand is just terrible, blah, blah. So I just resigned myself to thinking that was a problem. Well, maybe in me, I couldn't just let it go, so I keep digging it. And I found this one video of a guy troubleshooting it on the phone with EverChill. They're walking through how to troubleshoot it. Well, on the phone, where'd I put that thing? No, this is not the one out of the freezer, but it's close enough. It's one I bought thinking I needed it. I don't need it. It's the little sensor that is attached to your refrigerant cools in there. And he's like, yeah, you should be getting continuity through that. And what I mean by continuity is if you have a multimeter, continuity is the setting that looks like Wi-Fi right there. Essentially, it's just checking for resistance. If it has next to no resistance, you hear that. So, checked it. Sure enough, there's no continuity to it. I was like, oh, okay, so let's buy a new one. Bought a new one. Before I put the new one in, I was like, let me check this one. Well, I checked it. There's no continuity to it. But you have multiple settings on your multimeter, hence why it's called a multimeter. You turn it to the resistance settings, and they're down here. And for mine, I had to put it on the 20K. And I checked the meter. So I went through each one, seeing if I could get the new one to show up. Well, the new one showed up, started showing resistance on the 200K. Well, the one actually in the freezer, when I hit 20K, it started showing resistance. I'm like, okay. So I took a bowl of ice, some ice water, put it in there. Saw the resistance slowly go up, pulled it out, held it in my hand. Resistance started coming back down. The sensor's obviously working just fine. I was like, well, that's not my problem. And then I had previously looked at where you saw the model number for a refrigerator. It also shows you the circuit diagram. And I noticed that there is a fuse on the defrost coil, which is this right here. This is your defrost coil. This is what sits below the coils and your radiator fins in there. And so before they start frosting over, that sensor says, hey, defrost coil, kick on. Well, unfortunately, you gotta pull it out to test it. So you can test for continuity right here. And this is what connects to, well, it's what connects to the whole thing. And there is 2 fuses. These are thermal fuses. And there's one on each side. So there's one on this end. And then there was one on this end. So this was the one that was on the end that you saw that was taken loose. And this is the one that is still on there. So what I did was, it's plastic. So I took my probes, punched through the plastic, tested the first one. Good. Checked the other one. It's bad. So now I've disconnected it, looked at the numbers on it. If you have the same model number that I do, you will need a 77 degrees Celsius thermal fuse. And it is a 15 amp rated fuse. So, and once I pulled this off, I checked everything else continuity-wise. There's continuity everywhere between the other wires, between the coils. So, if you have this model EverChill, or if you're dealing with your EverChill having this problem, most likely you just have a blown thermal fuse. Or if your fan's not working. But if you know your fan's working, this is most likely your culprit. Your sensor's probably fine. You don't need to send the whole thing back for a replacement, because I've been seeing a lot of videos saying that when they call for warranty fixes on these things, they're saying they have to take the whole freaking fridge out to put a new one in, because they're saying they don't make replacements of these. You don't need a whole replacement of that. You probably just need the fuse. So check it out. See if that works for you. Hope this helps somebody.